want to attract someone that is forward thinking and you are just the
laid
person
back.
wouldn't be attracted to you. So you have to be the kind of person you want to attract.
Don't use your husband to be a friend and then make your friend a husband. So you have to understand who is my husband and be able to discern like, okay, this is the person. And all these others, time wasters, please, down the drain.
Positioning. Making sure that we're in the right place with the right people at the right time.
Generally in life, if you don't know how to position yourself, you're finished.
You're done.
Hi guys, welcome to another exciting episode of the Beyond 30 podcast, where we make you laugh, smile, and we teach you everything that you need to know about life after 30. And of course, with me, I have my beautiful ladies right here.
Temi.
Come.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Oof, in case you forgot. Okay.
Love it.
Okay, so today we're discussing another exciting topic. You know, we've been bringing you hot topics back to back. So this one is not any different. Okay. So we're talking about how do you attract the right partner without losing yourself or settling. So what do you guys think?
The one that they'll be dreaming about you.
Without using kayamata.
Without
using kayamata.
What is kayamata?
I don't know kayamata. Should we tell them?
What is it, guy?
Kayamata is, I don't know. Apparently, the Hausa people say kayamata is not jazz, it's an aphrodisiac. But what they say when they say use kayamata is I use jazz to hold a man, blue eyes. When you look at him like this, he follow you. You not heard of it for real?
No. It's like a magic, dark magic.
Or is it magic really?
Yes.
It's not herbs.
Which
No.
nonsense help.
Oh, okay.
Like
Say,
juju.
somebody will just say you use the blue eye cream. Once you just talk to the man like
Who's blue eye?
that's what they call it. There's blue eye, there is another cream, there is touch and follow, there is different
Touch and follow. Wow.
Yeah, you will be.
Really?
Anyway,
We have lost your
even that they
shit.
don't know about kayamata, let's not correct.
Okay.
So what do you guys think? How do you attract?
How do you attract the right partner? How do you attract the right people to you? Before you even think about
Attracting partner.
dressing, is it something? Does it have to do
Okay,
with
can we first
dressing?
of all talk about positioning?
What is it? Positioning.
Hey.
What is
They
it?
may have something to
Position.
say about that.
Position. I don't have. I'm about to learn. I was already excited.
What is a positioning?
Okay, we all went to the same school
Yeah.
because we wanted to meet like minds.
There's
We
a-
chose a private school. We could have gone for public school now. Their public schools are not that bad. But we wanted to meet like minds, so we chose a private school. Then we are Christians, we chose a Christian school. So that's why we are meeting Christian people of like minds. Positioning.
Oh, deep.
This girl. Okay. When you put it like that, now I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to, let's not even talk about relationships first. Generally in life, if you don't know how to position yourself, you're finished.
You're done.
Because you always be attracting people who are not on your level, who don't have like minds, who are going a different direction from you, and you always be wondering why you feel like you're being drawn back. So now I get it. Okay, cool.
So, positioning, making sure that we're in the right place with the right people at the right time. Gang.
I feel like there's a spiritual aspect to it. But
Yes.
have you heard that thing where they say be prepared, stay prepared so you don't have to, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Right? So I feel like it also has, yes, there's a spiritual aspect that there's a God time to it when you're meeting your partner. But if you are in the wrong place, the right time will never come. So I think for me, if I'm going to talk about positioning, is I'd been through relationships where I was like, and so it was now a case of, I met my husband in church.
That's nice.
And he happens to be a Christian.
He happened to be a Christian. He also happened to be the kind person I was looking for. I don't think I'd have found him at the club, or even if I'd met him at the club or at the party. Coincidentally, there's been several parties we were at, but we never met. Had friends in common, we never met, but we met in church.
And I think it was not in church, it was like a program. So it's not like every Sunday church.
No, it was actually a Sunday church. But the thing is, let me put it like this. I don't know how deep I want to go, but let me put it like this. Before meeting him, it had been a prayer point. In fact, before I met him, I had met almost 9 men that weekend. With all of them,
How do you meet these 9 men?
Speed dating. And she didn't use my town.
I don't know how deep I want to go. Okay, so basically what happened was that weekend was Festival of Life.
Oh, I know Festival of Life. Okay.
So I traveled.
It's like a big crusade conference. I don't know what's called. Like Redeem. Is Redeem that plant?
It's Redeem.
Big one in London.
So it was a massive one. I traveled Sheffield to London for that event. And when Daddy Gio said, choose one prayer point that you want God to do for you today. I was like, God, I want my husband. I don't want money. I don't want anything. I would just want my husband. And then he said, come to the front and then pastors will pray for you. As that event was finishing, I didn't even know how I was getting home. I was just sitting down, holding my Bible. A guy literally walked up to me and said, I think you're my wife. I lifted my head, looked at him and I said, nope. I don't think I'm her. Keep walking, she's in front. But I just had that confidence, that assurance that
it's gonna,
when I see him, I will know. Yeah. But yeah, so
I
part
can't
of
relate
position.
with like positioning too much because I didn't have knowledge of positioning when I met my husband. Yeah,
You didn't have knowledge, but your parents positioned you.
actually, that's a good point. Yes, I was. I guess, yeah.
That's the kind of.
I mean, there's some good guys there. There's some good guys in their barely schools too, but I get it. Positioning. And you know what's interesting? Like, he wasn't even there from the beginning of the school, and I had been there. It was like just maybe the final 2 years. Yeah. And yeah, I get it. Okay. That's how my own positioning worked, I guess. I couldn't orchestrate mine. But I guess if you think about because that was just friendship, right? And then the right partner, like when it got to the point of partnership, where it was like, okay, now let's date ourselves. I think that was also like positioning was important because I think the first time there was no alignment, but then the second time it just clicked in my head and it just made sense. It just made sense because I think all the while that we were friends, I thought it was from a different place, and then when I was like, why was that in my head? You know what I mean? So. Yeah.
Can I pick something from what you said? Yeah. So first is positioning, but second is discernment. So if it is possible, there's this popular Yoruba adage, I've heard my mom say it several times, where she'll be like, don't use your husband to be a friend and then make your friend a husband. So you have to understand who is my husband and be able to discern like, okay, this is the person. And all these others, time wasters, please, down the drain. Yeah.
So
So 1, positioning, 2,
discernment. So how to attract. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then I think you have to be the kind of person you want to attract. Do you get? Because you cannot want to attract a kind person and you're mean. I don't think a kind person will be attracted to a mean person. Yeah. You can't want to attract someone that is forward thinking. And you are just the person wouldn't be attracted to you. So you have to be the kind of person you want to attract. Ask yourself, this kind of person I like, would you want to marry me? If you look at it and you say no, then you need to upgrade yourself.
Yeah.
Let me upgrade.
So all of this falls under like what, mental attraction, or does it, because we've not talked about physical attraction. Okay, this is strategy. Okay.
Strategizing. How to catch the husband.
Yes.
Catching a fish in the ocean.
It works for men too, right?
Yeah.
Like, I remember there was this colleague of mine that was asking, like, oh, he wasn't meeting his wife. And I was like, where are you trying to find this wife? Are you trying to find her at the pub? Are you always going out to night out with the boys and you're expecting to find a wife? Any girl that you are meeting there is most likely not the wife you're looking for.
True.
So he was not like, oh, so where should I go? I'm like, bro, I can't teach you that, but I can tell you where not to go.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
so-
Yeah. That makes sense. And for those people that use dating apps, how do you attract the right partner on dating apps?
Dating app is tricky because one, you're either seen as desperate, then two, people that want to feed on your desperation are there because they know, this one is desperate for today, so let me time wasters.
Oh, so that's where discernment comes in.
Yeah, that's where discernment comes in because there are some genuine people on dating apps, but you really, really need to have a discerning spirit to fish out the time wasters, like you said, from the serious people because there are more time wasters on dating apps than not. And a lot of people tend to lie, hype them.
Oh, yes.
Say they are what they are not just because,
Did you guys hear the story of the girl who ended up going out with a killer? So I don't know what app it was. Basically, she had gone on a date. She found the guy on a dating app. She had gone on a date with the guy. And then the guy, after the date, then says something like, oh, I'm really sorry. I can't go back to my house. Maybe something. Can I stay at yours just until morning? And she was uncomfortable. She was like, okay, sure. You can stay on the sofa in the living room and then she'll be in the bedroom. So that was what they did. They went back to her place. She was in the bedroom. And then in the night, guy starts knocking at the door to be like, please, can I come in or can you come out? That kind of thing. And then she was very uncomfortable. So she called the police. Guess what? Cops arrive. And this guy had like literally instruments to slaughter her laid out on her living room floor. And if she had literally opened that door, she would have been a goner.
I don't know how to react to that story.
So creepy. But that's the thing about dating apps, right? Like, you can literally attract anything.
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 Kidnappers, ritualists.
They go on there to find vulnerable women, people, just even women in general. That's crazy. But like, people still need the dating apps. There's still some people that are successful on it, I guess.
Yes, I know
So
friends
be
that have
cautious.
gotten married from
Be
different
cautious.
people on
Yeah, I guess
dating apps.
it's okay.
But be very careful. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to react to something like that happening, but I think people should just be safe out there. Like, it's okay to use those dating apps and everything, but please don't, if you don't know somebody, even if you've done all the background checks, I don't know. It's hard for me to even give advice on this because honestly, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard.
You need
Just
to
be careful.
Careful. Yes.
Use your intuition. If you're not comfortable, trust your gut
Yes.
around stuff like that.
Don't meet in any private places. First meeting is in an open place, and a friend or family member must know the phone number of the person, the picture of the person, the dating app details, and where you are going, and what time you are expected to get back. So that in case when you don't come back in 3 hours, they can start raising alarm and say, hey, she went out with this guy. What if it's false alarm? It's better than you showing up there or something.
Do you feel like they should even have like a panic button that you can press, that when you press it?
I like how Temia's taking it a step further. But finish your thoughts.
No, I'm just worried now for like people on dating apps with that kind of stuff. I mean, I watch crime shows, but that's like very tough to deal with. For me, it's like, how easy is it for me to now trust somebody on a dating app if I'm always like so guarded? You know what I mean? Like, because some people, they might not do it first date, second date, third date, fourth date. They can't wait till like when you have trusted them. Oh, but that's hard. I think in the end, just trust your intuition. Trust your gut. Meet his friends, meet his family. Try.
I'm the one who watches, so we have that in common. I watch a lot of crime shows. In fact, I used to watch a lot of Cold Case and NYPD Blue and all that. And then I just realized that, okay, maybe this is making me a bit paranoid. But there are some stories you see and you're like, So there's this other one where the guy used to pose as a photographer. And then he met this girl. They had met. This one is on Netflix. Have you seen the show?
I know it.
And then he eventually tried to kill her. But she got away.
The first time.
Yeah, she got away.
He had done it to like multiple girls.
He had done it to many girls.
And he goes for like homeless.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Or like go to homeless or people who are vulnerable.
Yeah, very vulnerable
Right?
people.
The point we're trying to make is that for women, it is not always safe. And now that there is now technology for dating where all you have to go by is his photo and the nonsense he has put there, just please be
very
extra cautious. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Be extra cautious.
Yeah.
Don't be so trusting. Okay, so those are like what physical. Those are mental. I don't even know what kind of
Strategy.
strategic.
You have to, when you want to
attract
attract
the right
So wait,
people.
we did not. So we talked about positioning. Can we take this a bit deeper before we move off from strategy?
Okay.
If you're the kind of girl who is looking for a certain kind of husband, shall we dare say, don't let them catch you in certain positions and places? In a sense that, okay, you're looking for a man who is, I'm trying not to be a gold digger, but wealthy. Ma'am, if you're looking for a well-to-do, wealthy, well-enlightened, literate, educated guy, then there are certain places you should be going. Can you go to where rich people hang out? Research it in your city. Where do the rich people hang out? If it is the golf, go and learn to play golf, sis. Why is Timmy laughing? Are we so worldly for you?
No, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. I mean, in Nigeria, where do rich people hang out? Lekki, all those hotels. Oh, you see those hotels? That's where business meetings happen. You just walk right in, and you to be doing your business there, be doing your work there.
I'll pretend like you're waiting for your cab or something. And they'll now come and meet you. Oh, those restaurants, those high, whatever.
Yeah, take yourself
down by
out.
yourself.
Yeah.
When they see you alone for a while, it looks like this girl, nobody's coming. Let me come and say hi. You know?
Strategy, yeah. There's nothing bad with it, honestly.
There's nothing bad, please.
Yeah, there's nothing bad with that.
Then just how you like to be addressed.
Yes, now we're going to like
You want to attract the guys that they only go for. Those devourers, how they want to be kitchen go, and then be dressing anyhow. I want to attract
Devourers.
Yes.
All they want is a quick,
Sharp.
yeah.
Chops. Yeah.
Small chops. No.
Right,
So the word is dress like a meal, don't dress like a snack.
Ooh.
You heard it right here from Kobe.
Wait, we should put that on the tag. Dress like a meal. Don't dress like a snack.
To be fair, if you're
A full meal.
like a
First
full
course,
meal.
second course. Appetizer, main course, and dessert.
Right, because so nowadays, I mean, look at the way all of us are dressed, right? I like to think that maybe because of our age or level, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you see some girls and you're like, wait, what are you selling, mom? Because this is out, that is out, even this one is out. They're like, what's
I
something?
know what there is class. What do you call it? There is there's a class in simplicity.
Yeah,
Like
true.
looking good while being simple. For example, your makeup not being too heavy. You know, not having crazy eyelashes, crazy nails, because you just look like a chip. You know,
Preach it.
I don't understand. Even though this one is not bad, I'm not saying it's bad. But those hair reaching the. Why are you doing that to yourself?
yeah.
Now imagine the combination of all these.
All the things
You have hair reaching your bum.
You have nails.
You have
eyelashes that is sweeping. The
It's
the makeup.
Then the makeup is now heavy. You have purple, green, pink. What is it?
Like simple.
Like, if you don't know, can you go and Google, I'm trying to remember the name of this book, but basically it's, what's the name of this popular designer? It's not Dior, Chanel.
Okay.
Google the picture of Chanel. Look at how those ladies are dressed. I'm not saying copy, but get the general vibe. That is how to look expensive.
Yeah. Even sometimes I'm learning some things like wearing tight fitting clothes sometimes can give off like a not so classy vibe.
Like a trashy.
Yeah, like just look simple. Don't attract people to the wrong. Yeah. And I think, okay, so for the guys too, because we got it.
For the guys.
Because the girls, okay, makeup, all that stuff. Guys, look, take care of your hair. Make sure that your hair is well, you know, I'm just saying manicured.
I was going to say manicured.
Well groomed. There was you know that show I was talking about in one of the other episodes, the Pop the Balloon show. Some people, as the guy is entering, why? Because maybe they're like, well, there was even this particular Nigerian guy, his name's Chike or something. He came in with like a everything else was good. But then he had like this hat that looked like a DPDD hat that he likes to wear. So as he entered, pop, 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 pop. And then they then started asking, why are you like, why did you pop your balloon? And then you're like, it's just the hat for me, man. It's just the hat. I was like, no, I was not really like, why did he wear the hat? His hair was unkept. So he was trying to hide it. And then he made it worse. Because I think, and then another person popped after she didn't pop when he had the act on. She not popped after he took, because after a while, the lady was like, do you want to take it off so we can actually see? Maybe some ladies like their balloon back. Yeah. As he popped it, one of the last girls now popped. Like, okay, so why did you pop? Well, because he didn't take care of himself before coming on the show. Because she said when they're coming for the show, they always tell them to dress to match, like dress to match. So she was, in her mind, she's thinking, if you can't do a simple haircut when you're coming for a show like this, then I'm going to be cleaning up after you, bro. I'm not about that. And that's what she's thinking.
She sounds
now,
like me, babe.
Initially, I'm thinking, this lady might be too quick to judge. But her logic made sense because she's thinking, okay, you're coming for an important show where you're hoping to meet someone to date. Then why won't you take care of yourself? It's simple.
I have an analogy for what you just described. If you got an invitation to meet the president, would you go with that?
Yeah.
Possibly not. I feel like your spouse or your future spouse is even more important than the president, because you meet the president, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maximum you have a 1 hour meeting and it's over. Your spouse is going to be with you forever, hopefully. So you should be putting more attention into how you meet your partner than even anybody else. Yeah. So if you cannot groom yourself, bye.
Kobe has been saying this since forever.
Honestly, it will stick for some girls. Oh my God, the groom is very important.
My boy, but you guys have told you I have a thing for a man with nice hands.
Ooh, nice hands,
nice hands,
nails.
nice. Like I don't want to see dirty nails. Do you know what used to turn me off? When I see a guy with long nails and he's dirty. Ew. Why? If you know you can't keep it clean,
cut it clean and short.
Be clean. So I think that was like not necessarily like long fingers and everything, but nicely groomed nails. I'm like, okay, he cares.
Yeah. It's very important. So the same for guys, it's the same for girls. Dress the way you want to be addressed. Dress the way you want to meet your partner, or how you want your partner to dress and how you want them to look. That's how you dress up.
Guys, there's one extra thing. See, we girls, we don't go about chatting people up, so we don't really have to have game. You see, but for as a girl,
game,
you need to have game in your chatting up skills.
Not those cheesy lines.
Say thank you, some cheesy line. You some girls just shut down from there. Get out.
What's an example of a cheesy line? The worst one you've ever heard?
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody uses cheesy lines.
It's not in my head right now.
Yeah.
Somebody told you look familiar.
Oh, that was yeah. That was.
You look familiar.
That was a definite like.
That
the way they would say like something about a cup of tea and I drank you this morning. Like all those kinds of nonsense, silly stuff.
No, none of those. But just first of all, you have to have this swag.
Yeah.
We respect. Don't be a nuisance just coming around. And no. With respect, come with swag and just hi and just we respect too. And if she says no, don't be those people that say no means yes. No, that means yes. Move.
Respect her.
If not, you start to, water down your value.
Yeah.
Do you get? So, guys, it's important that your chatting up skill game has to be on point.
Yeah.
Your swag. So, unfortunately for you guys, you need confidence because swag is confidence. If you don't have that, who wants the guy that is not confident? Nobody wants the guy. What's going on?
I feel like I'm in a massacre lane. Okay, please go on.
You want someone with composure, sees, sure of himself, knows. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense
for ladies. We like a guy that can be in control, that is in control of himself. It shows that okay, he can be a good leader. I can trust you with something. It's not the one that shows. And please don't be looking at everything is kept when you are with the girl you are trying to.
That that one's a problem. That one's a different problem. So,
Oh, and his village people are even after him. But to back up what you just said is a man who knows what he wants and he's not wasting your time. Don't start the conversation randomly. Oh, do you go to church around here?
Nah.
No, sir. Like, come straight and just be like, hey, I spotted you sitting here. I thought you were very attractive. And I came over to speak with you and see if we can have lunch. Like, hit the nail on the... Don't.
In fact, it's okay to say,
waffling.
I see. Do you know the guy you're saying that you met at the Festival of Life that was like, I think you're my wife. That approach actually works.
Yes!
You know, it didn't work on her, but it will work on one
No,
girl.
it's not that it didn't work on me.
Yeah.
I appreciated it.
You liked the...
I liked the confidence and the boldness. But the only thing is that when I looked at him, then I knew, okay, no, it's not me.
Yeah.
But if he had been my husband, like, honestly, save us the stress.
Yeah.
We would have just known we are going straight. Not that we have to divert and meander. No.
Let's see how this goes. Oh, you know what? Let's go. Like, nah, don't waste people's time.
Yeah.
Just move on.
But what else when it comes to, like, attract?
I don't know. The way you comport yourself.
Yeah. Your composure.
Like your composure, even as a girl too. Like how you sit, how you eat. You know, the girls, please cover your... When you sit with like, you know, grace. I think that a lot of, I don't know if a lot of guys notice it, but I feel like it's one of the things that's attractive to guys, to people in general. When they see a girl who is like well-mannered, you know, has grace, you know, and also like doesn't just blah, 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 talk anyhow, using curse words, like all that stuff, like
Curse words.
yeah.
Can you just stop without cursing? Like, if you don't, you cannot pass it.
Because actually, you know, if you're looking for a guy that matches curse words with you,
that's
okay too.
That's what you want to attract. Good for you.
That's totally
You
fine.
need to use it on that.
Yeah, because there's some people they're like, I want you to match my vibe. You know,
Yes. For example, if you like doing this and you're looking for a guy that go ahead, but we're talking about people that want real serious men and women in their lives. That's what
you make sure that you have that. Yep. That's another thing.
It's quite fun.
I'm actually learning from you guys as well because I feel like, no, honestly, like you guys are putting words to things that I didn't have words for.
Right.
So I'm also learning like, oh, so that's how they articulate it because I don't know. Like the habits one, I don't like smoking. I don't like gambling. And so, yes, I was aware of those things, but the way Femi just articulated like, right? Okay, but something else for me is self-awareness is very important when you're trying to attract somebody. So you have to know yourself and know even your shortcomings, like your weaknesses, so that you can work on them. So I told you, like, I'm very alpha. And so, yes, it didn't work for me in several other situations. But when I met my husband, I had to now learn how to, and I'm still learning how to be a bit more demure about my opinions. Because, there's some things that I don't even wait for you to land. If I don't like it, you will know.
But there's some guys that actually like it.
Yes.
Some guys like the sassiness.
True. And I'm not telling you that I've changed.
Okay, good.
I'm saying that I'm more aware.
Okay.
And so in our relationship, in our conversations earlier on, I told him what I was looking for upfront. I was like, hey, you know, I like you, but I'm not looking for a fun relationship. I'm looking to settle down, right? But that's where a lot of women miss it, where you are waiting for the guy to take the lead. But what if you're not the kind of person that is, what if you're not the kind of woman that is just naturally a waiter? Like, can you do it?
It's okay to like be straightforward and
Yeah,
say what.
I
Like,
told him, I was like, bro, I'm looking for marriage. If you're not interested, if you're not ready.
that young too.
And that's what I was about to say. She was really young at that time. Like, how are you so focused?
I guess she was already mature in that mind. Because I don't know, at
So I
25.
was not looking for marriage at that.
No, I met him when I was 22.
Okay. And that by that time,
She was like 23 when she was saying all this speech. 22.
I met you when I was 22,
That's
and I had that conversation, our first maybe 2 or 3 conversations.
right.
Right? And I told him straight away, I'm looking for marriage. I'm not looking for fun. If you know you are not ready, you are not interested in being ready, please, tesiwaju.
Long.
Like, don't stress me.
It's good.
Yeah, and it really worked for us because from the beginning, the conversations we're now having were not, let's go and check out. No, it was more like, oh, real conversation, goals. What do you like? What don't you like? What am I expecting? What, like, yeah.
That's a really good point, actually.
So I feel like don't let anybody waste your time.
Yes, don't let anybody waste your time. So be direct with what you want. Doesn't mean that you're the one proposing or doing anything like that. Just be direct with what you want so that if they're not aligned, the thing, and like before you guys commit too much into it and then you find it hard to break it. That makes sense. So what are other things do we know?
Yeah, so Kumi mentioned being self-aware. Remember that the topic is how do you attract without settling?
Yeah.
Settling means when you just go for what's available because what you want is not there. So first of all, you have to know what you want. Stick to it in order not to settle. Right? Settling is like, this person is not what I want, but let me just manage. Time is going. No.
She will just get managed.
Exactly. Because you can't manage for a lifetime. You can only manage for a short while, but if you're going to manage for the rest of your life or more, I don't even know how possible.
No, some women are enduring and managing and hoping. And that's why you see a lot of women in church. They're busy praying for God to change the husband, but you chose him.
You chose him. Yeah.
So be sure of what you want. And when you see what you don't want,
move. Yep.
Do you understand?
Don't waste their time too.
Don't waste their time and don't do that. So.
No, that's a really good
So
point. That's a really good
It's
point.
very, very important.
Do you think that people should date other people before they eventually settle down?
In what sense?
Like, do you think that you should have a few relationships before you settle down?
It's not by force. It's not compulsory, but it has its advantages.
It does.
Because for me, dating one or two other people before meeting my husband, like I said before, helped me to appreciate him more. Because probably if I just dated my husband first, he's a great guy now, but I might have started thinking that, okay, what's it that is actually?
It should have been finding out.
Yeah. What's it? You'll be looking for more that is not there.
Yeah.
But because I've dated some two, let me not use any words. So
it's a very intentional.
my husband, I'm like, oh my God, this is in heaven. Right. And it helps you to now reprioritize some of your.
In fact, I think it makes you ready for marriage too.
Yes,
definitely makes you ready.
When you meet that person, you're like, maybe before you're like, oh, we are dating for the purpose of marriage, but you're not actually thinking of that marriage itself. But when you now meet that person, you're like, everything about marriage is just kicking. It's just like, oh yeah, I think no more. I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Right. It definitely makes you ready. It also teaches you, like we've talked about this before, deal breakers. When you date other people, it teaches you, okay, what are my deal breakers? You may not be aware of them before.
Yeah.
And then eventually, but back to positioning.
You like this positioning,
It's a better.
It's a second.
I really like the positioning. Back to positioning. Habits, like some of the things that you don't want in your partner, you too, you have to work on them. Habits. Like, are you the lazy type, the chronic procrastinator, the chronic time waster, the never ready, never organized? Everybody is work in progress. But you cannot be looking for somebody who is always punctual, who is great with their money. Let's talk about the money part. You cannot be... You cannot be looking to attract an organized, self-aware, self-developed, good with money person, and you are messy with your finances. It's horrible and it will not work, because if that guy is sensible, he too cannot be attracted to you.
It's true. I agree.
So work on your habits, especially your money habits.
Yeah. And so we've talked about how to attract the right partner. But I think we didn't talk much about how to attract the right partner without losing yourself. Without losing yourself bit.
Yeah, don't become someone that you're not. Because some people, in a bit to attract someone, they now become fake. Okay, you want to attract a rich man. That's a lie. I went to Harvard. I'm not abroad before. You're already losing yourself. So be yourself.
Be yourself,
right? The person will love you for you. We're not saying because we said position, we don't now say come and lie about
Don't
it.
fake it.
No, you don't need to fake it.
Yeah.
Be at the right place.
Don't fake
Look
accent.
the part. Yes, don't need to fake accent. I wanna get it. That's acting rubbish, please.
But don't fake accent, but clean up your accent.
No, of course. Like,
You have
but
to be eloquent.
like that Odogu. So it's Odogu. That's his accent.
That Odogu's accent cannot be cleaned up.
Hey, it can't be cleaned up.
Exactly. What will it do
No.
now?
But no, you can work on it.
How will you work on it, Biko? Because
So it's not accent, it's more like his pronunciations. You should
It's
work
the
on-
same thing.
No, accent is you trying to sound like a particular like group of people. Like you want to sound American, you want to sound British. Pronunciation is this is the right way to pronounce the word, regardless of whether you're British, Nigerian, or whatever.
yeah.
Right. So
Okay.
Okay, so there's two ways to look at the accent. The first way is, are you changing your accent because you're trying to be, so for example, if you're trying to, you want a Britico, right? You now change your accent, you're saying, good morning, and I don't know how you guys do it. Like, come will say, are you okay? Are you all right? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, you're doing, every small thing.
Okay.
But wait, that's one part, right? Then there's the other part where you are the accent. And you're not, like, that cannot change.
Okay.
But,
So,
yeah.
Dave said something very interesting. Code switching. Right?
Okay.
So, I feel like for a lot of people, if you have spent a reasonable amount of time away from
It's different, yeah.
like your typical,
Yeah.
you actually acquire a different way to speak.
I get that.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not you being fake.
No.
It's you being expanded. Okay?
Refined.
Not refined,
actually, not
expanded.
refined, expanded, yeah.
Because expanded, that's why I didn't say refined, because I'm not saying it's better. I'm not saying it's
Yeah,
worse.
that makes sense, yeah.
Expanded.
Yeah.
Now, the thing about you now acquiring that new way, it just, I don't know how to put it. It's like you can blend in wherever you are. So the way I sound when I'm with you guys, it's not the way I'm going to sound if I was at work.
Hey, but that's different. We're talking about people that have not traveled out there.
So hold on.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody like me was to meet a guy, right, you best believe I'm looking at how he speaks because I want to be sure that I can present you in either situation, whether to my friends or to my colleagues, and you're not going to disgrace me.
yeah, but look at how he speaks. Doesn't mean you should have an accent that he doesn't have, or you should go and acquire one now.
You can't acquire accents.
Hello,
So you're going to
that's
be doing
not-
British accent.
Why
like,
would you go and acquire accents to impress a girl?
It's not acquire
But you
accent.
just said it now. After you stay with some people for a while, you acquire it. Is it a requirement to meet a girl?
It's not acquire.
Okay.
I don't know how to put it. Maybe
okay,
audience
wait.
can
Are
help
you
me. It's not
saying,
acquire.
are you saying that even if the person has not traveled out,
They should go and acquire
they should start learning how to speak
it.
a certain way if they want to attract people from
Okay.
that place?
Hold on. When you watch Nigerian news, the way they sound, do they sound like Odogu sounded?
Sometimes they sound fake to me.
It sounds fake. Plus,
Sorry.
will you now be talking to your spouse like that? Hello, good morning, my husband. How are you doing today? What's the point of that?
No.
No, like, yeah.
I don't know how to put it. You guys, I cannot explain it. But one thing I know with my husband and I is when we're with friends,
Yeah.
we're going to be very loose and this thing. But if we were like when he goes to like events with me, we're not going to be the same people that when we're eating pepper soup in the house now. Come on.
No, we get that part though. We're just saying if you're attracting the right partner, you want to be yourself
Yes,
But
still.
that is myself.
Because that's the way you.
No, that acquired
No.
accent is not
The
yourself.
reason why.
Because that's why you are not like that.
No,
because
it's
if that
both.
was yourself.
No,
you'd
but
be
it's
like
both
that
ways.
too.
No.
No,
The way I
no,
see
it's
the
not
way I
that.
see it, she still herself when she's outside with other people. But the only way you acquired that is because you lived out there and you interacted with a bunch of people. So it kind of meld. I don't know what to put it.
This is how we always judge it. Any accents that you reason with and you wake up, if they wake up in the morning suddenly, the way you start talking, that's your real accent. If they wake you up suddenly, fire, and that's just yeah.
No. No. I think that is an oversimplification. No, it's oversimplification.
Oh, yes.
So the way it works is if it is not unconscious, then you're faking it.
Yes.
if it is unconscious, that when you enter certain rooms, it just turns on. That is not fake.
That is not fake because I remember
that. So what you guys are just saying is packaging. If you have to enter a certain room for your accents to switch, then it's not your natural.
No, it's environmental.
And you are not talking like that. That's not right.
How do you know how I sound when I wake up?
I will come and check.
you just be like,
I'll come and check.
No.
Please, if I wake you up and that's all you're telling, it is not your accent. It's packaging.
okay, there are two levels. There are two ways to
because
it.
of the nature of your job, you're a business coach. You have to package. It's okay to package. But we're saying the person that you want to spend the rest of your life, you should know you from you, not package. Let them know the real you. Let them know your real accent, so that they won't be surprised when you wake up in the morning and all the accent has disappeared. You're now sounding like
that. No, that is fake. So what I'm trying to say, it's not even now that I am a business coach is when I now even try to step down the way I speak. But when I was in corporate, the way I talk to you guys, like, don't you even realize that the way you even behave with your friends, you might behave differently with your family. With your family. The way you behave with your friends, like even the way you talk, the kind of jokes you tell, there's a deeper level of you that is only like safe, exposed with your innermost, that even your friends may never see that. It's just psychological. So even at work, right, the way you present yourself is not packaging. It's just, what's it called? I don't know what it's called. It's not.
There
packaged.
Can be a packaging.
It's not packaged.
Something happened again.
It's professionalism sometimes.
Professionalizing is packaging. It's just like when you say you want in public speaking.
This is a very interesting.
It's interesting.
Packaging versus what do we call it? Being real, being yourself. Is that what you're? Was that what you? So you think that
multiple realities?
Okay. I resonate with. So here's what I think. I resonate with what Kuma is saying, and I also kind of see where you're coming from. The only difference I see is Kuma is saying that you can have you being you, whether you're talking in British accent or you're talking in Nigerian accent, or she's saying you're still you. You're saying is packaging. What I see the difference with Kuma is I don't fully grasp if you're saying that when you're meeting your right partner, we should be the British. Yeah. For me, I'm thinking if you're meeting your partner, your main, like your the way you, because the only times I switch sometimes to any kind of like less Nigerian or less, the way Nigerians talk, we talk really fast. I do less of that kind of talking, and I enunciate my words a bit more when I'm talking to Canadian.
Yes.
Right? Why? Because I want them to hear me. But when I actually meet,
if you're doing public speaking, it's okay to do that.
Yeah, but that's when you're outside, and you can meet your partner when you're doing those things.
I was about to say
different. But we're on a dinner date. You know,
wait. First of all, Tammy is right. Am I going to meet my partner in my bedroom?
You will not meet your partner.
He probably met me.
You met me
when I was in my outside.
Good. You were outside, but you were not talking to other people. He came to meet you to talk to you.
So if he came to meet you, talk normal.
All of a sudden tomorrow on the phone, you're about to say to hello. Like, where you go?
No. You guys, this is getting so interesting. No. So that's the thing. That I still retain my position.
Yeah.
If you are having to mentally switch, you are faking.
That's the point. Mentally switching is when I say, "Oh, I'm talking to this person." Switch. I'm talking to
No. But you know what? That doesn't actually. Well, for people that are not fake, like at least for me, I don't think about it.
God bless
it just
you.
Naturally happens. Where like slowly, as maybe when I first came into the country, I wasn't so in tune with that. Maybe I was still. In fact, some people will hear me and they say, "Oh, I hear a little bit of British." I'm like, well, we in Nigeria, our English is British, right? Like the roots of where our English come from is British. So that makes sense. Do you understand? But like slowly, I'm learning some things with the way Canadians talk now. Sometimes I'll end my sentence with a, even though I don't need to. Every now and then it will happen. Maybe when I'm talking to a Canadian, I'm not thinking it. It's just happening.
Yes,
right.
It's happening to you with a Canadian. Then there is that consciousness that, oh, I'm talking to a Canadian.
No, it doesn't happen.
Because why does it happen when you're talking to me?
Because there is a level of comfort.
That's the level of comfort we say you should have with your
With your partner.
But
Yes.
no,
Yeah,
but
for partner,
hold on.
So yeah.
So you know that people go through different phases of getting
their
to know you,
relationships. Yes.
right?
Yes.
So
yes.
if you meet me outside, the way I
You'll be
sound
very
with you,
fine, yeah.
the way I sound with you guys when we're laughing and making fun and falling on the floor, it's going to be very different from how I sound when he meets me outside.
Well, this is how you're sounding, you're saying, because you don't necessarily, like, for example, the first day I met you, you were not even talking with an accent, but you were speaking very eloquently. There's a difference between speaking eloquently and speaking with a fake accent.
Okay, maybe we're on the same team.
I mean, accent. You were speaking eloquently, and there's nothing wrong with
Femi
that.
saying don't form the accent. If it's not there,
So
don't
if
form
you
it.
met me and I was like, "Oh, good morning, Femi. How you doing today?" But that is not fake.
So what is it?
So when do you turn it on? But you've not turned it on. So
You see, the money is coming.
Look at how we're laughing and falling around, right?
you're in tune with the mood.
I just, if I dressed up now to go to work, as I'm opening the door, it's just unconscious, right?
I get the unconscious
And at the
part.
same time, you can even be on the phone, right? If I'm on the phone and I'm speaking to you, because we already tell all those jokes, we might even speak Yoruba. It's okay, great. That's a good example. It's almost like speaking two different languages. Are you going to say someone who speaks Italian and someone who speaks English, they're faking it?
What do you mean? Two different languages is different for speaking the same language with a different accent.
Code
Not the same
switching
thing.
most of the time.
It's like speaking a
It's
different
like
language.
different.
Have
Speaking
you not noticed, like on the podcast, I tend to, when I'm really enjoying this conversation, sometimes I'll add one Yoruba at the end.
That's a different language, not a different accent.
But also for me,
Yeah.
I have to consciously remind myself that I'm with you guys.
So that you speak with them.
So for me, like, I don't know how to explain it to you people. It's not like so that I speak with you. It's just that when I'm with you guys, right, and with my friends in general, my family, right? Yes, I grew up in Lagos. So it doesn't mean I cannot speak Pidgin English or speak Yoruba. I didn't learn to speak Pidgin. I learned to speak Pidgin in the UK.
I can't.
Funny enough.
If I attempt it, you people will laugh at me, but continue. Yeah.
Yes, so that's the difference. I can't speak Pidgin English for a long time because it's difficult for me. I learned to speak in London because my friends, we needed a way to communicate that wasn't easily
English.
right? But it doesn't mean that I cannot speak Pidgin, right? The only thing is that if I'm speaking to someone that's the only language they can speak, I will change. And it is conscious. Is it fake? It's not fake. Right?
No, it's
So-
not fake, but that's not you.
But
It is
so
me.
no, okay, okay.
It's a different
You
person.
cannot speak Pidgin English, say, but like you cannot speak English.
I
So don't tell me it is you.
I can
No,
speak
yeah.
Pidgin English.
Yes,
Okay. Hello, beyond 30 people. How on that day?
that is Pidgin.
I
That
want
is
to
Pidgin.
speak to. Oh, it's coming. Found is even better. How that day? Come here.
I can do commentary in
But
Pidgin English.
okay. You know what? Because if we're turning into
English.
battle of accents.
No,
Let's
we're
look
just
at
talking
this.
about who, when you're meeting your partner, right? He probably is not going to be promoted to inner circle on the first day.
Of course, I get that
Package,
one.
if that is what Femi calls it. Package if you need to package until he now gets promoted. Like one thing
It slowly happens.
It
yeah.
slowly happens. And then he will then see different sides of you. He sees the you in public with people where you're all prim and proper.
Yeah.
He then sees the you behind the doors that speaks Pidgin English and Yoruba or whatever it is that you speak. What I even have a problem with is when you open up yourself from day one before this person.
That's what I was going to say. Like, it takes away from the mystery. Like, we've done an episode on
Be
mystery.
yourself is not the same thing as open yourself and just start talking, yapping about, just do hey, and be yourself, but still respect yourself. Do you understand? You just met this person. You don't know the person. You are just creating a first impression. So obviously,
Guys, yeah.
be yourself just
Yeah.
means don't be fake.
Yeah.
Don't start saying, oh, my father is the president's friend. When it's not. You get, if you really came from a humble background, then admit I came from a humble background.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with saying
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
the person is seeing you and they will like
Yeah.
it for yourself. So
Yeah.
nothing wrong with being yourself. right, but just don't be fake.
But Femi-
And nothing wrong with packaging.
And
Packaging is like, I look good. There's nothing wrong. Nobody said don't
But
package.
Femi, wait. Let me show you something. Do you know that you can speak in whatever way, whether it's eloquent we want to call it, you can be more eloquent and still never be fake.
Yeah,
You can't.
you can be.
Is not
My British English is my eloquence. So I can speak like the Queen
okay.
or the King's
At
family.
least that clears it up now. Her British English is very eloquent. So,
I mean, this whole thing about
it's
accents,
natural.
this whole thing. I think if you can do an accent that comes off naturally and you can keep it up
sound cringy.
and doesn't sound cringy, I think I'm okay with it. Honestly, I think I'm okay with it. Especially when you're meeting somebody for the first time, it's almost like you want to portray like a level of what you want to attract, right? Like we're talking about, right? If you're trying to attract somebody who is a certain type of way, then you might want to like also present yourself that way. So whether it's an accent, if you like a British, because people like British boys with an accent. It's not even boys, just British accent in
I
general.
like real British accent. I mean,
Yeah.
People that's their real accent.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
But I would never try to sound like them.
No,
But I get it.
But funny enough,
I get it,
Let me
but-
just throw this in. If you find people who have spent a considerable amount of
The
time,
time, yes.
they would switch between both.
It's true.
Yeah,
Nah,
that's what
I
I'm saying.
agree.
I get it. I get
agree.
it. If
Some of us don't even need a considerable amount of time. Sometimes you just need. It's like when I schooled in Ibadan. I acquired some Ibadan accent, knowingly or unknowingly, just is there.
Yeah.
But it's not all the time that it shows up.
True.
It only shows up maybe when I'm passionate about something or when I'm talking about something that's pissing me off. It can come up. But like it doesn't come up when I meet somebody new. Do you understand? Especially in Canada, like it's like I've just been speaking Ibadan accent, right? But sometimes it will just creep in.
It will creep in.
Without any. So it's the same thing that goes for her. Like she's outside.
like she said, it is the environment, the atmosphere. Like in networking events,
Yeah.
people you don't know, it's
Yeah.
still part of packaging. You need to package.
Yes. And if you meet your husband there, she's good
And
at
it's
it.
not a bad thing. That's what you need to get. If you see Kume outside, when she's talking, and the way she carries herself, it's packaging. Because that's how you walk around in your house. It's packaging.
You're doing the silly things, eh?
No, you don't get outside.
You know, can behave. Let's behave ourselves now.
So
yeah,
there's
it
nothing
makes
wrong
sense.
with that.
It makes sense.
Actually, everybody should package outside.
Well,
That's
yeah.
part of how to attract package. But then don't be
Package.
fake. But package. Comport
Package with
yourself.
that, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Can you see how she's sitting? You sit like that.
Okay, guys, let's get into the cooking.
Okay,
I actually enjoyed this.
Let's eat the cookie. All right, you're going first. Do you see how I'm taking charge of this cookie jar now?
Okay. Does playing hard to get actually work, or is it just game playing hard to get? Come on, why did you put your head down?
I'm waiting for your response.
I was actually looking to you for help. Hard to get.
I'm
Why
not a
you
fan.
playing
I'm
hard
not
to
a fan
get?
of hard to
Are
get.
you-
I'm sorry.
Let's
Yeah.
say in secondary school and all that, but
I'm not a fan of hard to
You're
get.
playing hard to get for what?
No, play hard to get when you know that the person is looking for a snack.
Abio, that's ain't
Right?
cool now.
There's no even hard to get there. Just be like, bro.
Okay,
what?
so I disagree with you guys. So.
Wait, no, don't wait. But if you're looking for the right partner and the person comes with all that, you know how much strength it takes some guys to develop the steez and the like composure and the confidence to actually talk to you. I think you should give them a chance. Honestly, give them a chance. It doesn't mean say yes. Go for dinner. And it's not the end of the world, because if you're slightly attracted to the person and you feel like this person can be a potential match, go for dinner. Let the guy not be begging you for 5 weeks. Like what now?
Okay, so let me up to this.
It's not about niceness. I feel like sometimes, yeah.
Playing hard to get is not like you say, or someone comes to ask you out and you don't want to be desperate. We're not saying say yes on the first date of it.
Yeah.
But hard to get means you're purposely being evasive. You want to talk to him, but you're not picking your phone.
You
want
like
to go out
him.
with him, but you're saying no. When you really want it. So don't be unnecessarily evasive. I have to wait until it calls me 5 times before I. Why?
What kind of rules? Like who
I
made
have
those
to
rules?
wait until this second time he asked before I can say, oh yeah, let's go on a date, or he's just childish in my opinion, Sha.
Well, it didn't work for me. For me, I was more like just the way you want them to be straightforward with you is the way I also want to be straightforward with them. Is unless, of course, you know, the thing's now going, you know, as you're progressing, then you're seeing things and you're like, okay, hands off. I'm out of this, right? But like the one way you're just playing hard to get just for fun.
Playing means that it's not genuine. For example, there are sometimes you might feel a guy is really moving too fast and you be like, okay, take it
Slow down.
That's not you playing hard.
That's different.
You genuinely feel it's moving. But you're liking the feel, you're liking everything.
And everything's good.
Okay, so I don't believe in that kind of hard to get, but I believe in I don't have a word for it.
Not being so available.
Yes.
That one's not hard to get.
So I don't agree with that one. That one is childish, but not being so available, I definitely agree.
Of course, calling him all the time, dude. As if you don't have a life. That one is now you are becoming a pet.
That's like too much. That's like you're choking.
It's like, you don't have a life.
It's like you're choking the person at that point. Maybe some guys like it, but I feel like it can even be a turn off the other way.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, my turn.
I like it.
I'm trying to be fair. Does timing matter more than the right person?
I didn't get it.
We've forgotten the topic. So maybe we should, because even me, I'm trying to remember the topic. So it's how to attract
without losing yourself.
So does timing, so for example, if the person meets you, like if you meet your partner and you're not in the right mood or frame of mind, or you just maybe came out of a relationship and you're trying to recover, I agree with that part where timing matters. But I don't know, it's tough too, because does it matter more than the right person? It's how do you even know? I mean, I feel like if the timing is off, then maybe it's not the right person too. I don't know. I don't know. For me, timing is important because, like, if I just, you know, came out of a previous relationship and I jump right and I meet somebody and I'm like, oh, this person might be just the person I've been looking for. What if the person is just in that moment just solving one small part of what you're going through and it's not really your partner? Like, can that be the right person, really? You know, I don't know. But do you have a different opinion?
So I think for me, I just came out of a relationship when I met my husband. But it was, honestly, it just goes a long way. So I just told him straight up, this is where I'm at. This is what's happened. And if you want to hang around, that's cool. But if not,
so I guess communicating that.
Yeah.
So, okay, I can see where that makes sense, where it's like, if you are sure that this is the right person.
No, how can I be sure? Do I have a sparkling ball somewhere?
No, but
I'm not sure that.
But if you meet somebody and you're like, you get that discernment, that intuition that, okay, this is the right person.
So,
and the timing is not quite there.
So let's go back. Remember I told you that discernment is important, right? And all the people that came, it was like alarm bells in my brain, like, nope. When he came, I did not also hear alarm bells to say, yes. No, there was silence. In fact, at the point I was like, God, am I missing something here? Right? So I didn't get that. But it was just a case of when I said, oh, look, this is where I'm at. This is what I need right now. He was like, oh, okay. Can we be friends?
Okay.
And so it just naturally progressed from there. And then by the time I was getting to the point where like, it's time to move on, I was not like, oh, let's have a conversation. And that was when we now had a conversation of, this is what I'm looking for. So yeah, it wasn't an immediate thing. So you might meet the person and it's not the right time for you, but can you please be honest and communicate?
I think that's the key piece of what makes this not really something that where you have to choose. You can have both at the same time. You can be like, if it's the right person, will you wait for me till when, you know?
I'm really on the road with music today. Wait for me.
So yeah. So timing. Yeah. Sometimes, but that's also because you knew what you also wanted. Like, I feel like you were ready for it. Yeah, you were. I feel like you were ready for it. Some people, they're timing, like they just finished school. They're not in the mood for, and supposed right partner comes along and they're like, sorry, this kind of work. Or I'm about to travel, I'm about to do something big in my career, and you meet somebody, and I guess it still goes back to having a discussion. I guess we could go with that.
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right.
Be nice. Huh. Cool. Are people too obsessed with having a type and missing out on great matches?
Yeah. That's
I know I have a type. As
you
long as you. So the way
must be clean.
I feel like no.
That's a type.
So this is it, right?
Yeah.
I think, like I said, other relationships kind of inform you, right? So recently I had a conversation with a younger friend, and she is like getting to 30. She's like, oh, I want to settle. I'm like, sit down. No, don't ask anybody for anything. Sit down with a sheet of paper and a pen and write tab A, tab B, my non-negotiables, and then I'm okay to negotiate a little bit on this. Whatever the LCM of all these things you've written, that's your type. That's your type. That's what you're looking for. So anyway, are people obsessed with having a type? I believe so.
Yeah, people are for sure.
Just write a list. What are your non-negotiables, and then go from there.
Okay, it's time to take the audience question. We pick a small one, so it to be nice. How can you filter out the wrong people?
Be watching you in the comment section, okay?
Let's know what you guys think. If you've been watching us and you've been enjoying the banter so far, don't forget to like and share this episode with someone, especially someone you know who is looking for that right partner. You know this is going to help someone, so please click the share button, like, because it helps you to recommend this video to other people. And please, if you haven't subscribed, why now? What do we do to you? Really, click the subscribe button. I will see you same time next week. Bye.